everyone, it's Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. So this video has been a long time coming. Yeah, if you've been around for any amount of time on my channel, you know that book hauls happen like at least once a month, if not more. I know that I just uploaded a book outlet haul and that kind of fell in the middle of all of this, but for some reason I just never filmed hauls for all of March, April, and we're halfway through May right now. So this is going to be like a collective spring haul. And by calling it that, I'm gonna rationalize the amount of books that I'm going to include in this haul because it's a lot. Get some popcorn, it's gonna be a doozy. So the first 3 books that I want to talk about were picked up by my boyfriend's mom at like a yard sale or a flea market. I'm not sure where she got them. But that is the Gathering trilogy. I don't even know if that's what it's called. But this is by Kelly Armstrong, and I actually have never read anything by Kelly Armstrong. I want to say this is the first one. This one looks the most familiar to me, but I have The Gathering, The Calling, and The Rising. If any of you have read this, let me know what you think of it, and also what order they go in, because I haven't even looked. This one I think is the first one. I don't know. The side of the face looks familiar to me. So, I have no information on this other than I'm pretty excited that she found all 3 hardbacks in pretty good condition. So I took them. The next 2 books I picked up at a used bookstore that I tend to frequent in my town because it's a really, really cool bookstore. It's one of those like really old used bookstores that are just like mismatched bookshelves that you can just wander and get lost in forever. And every time I go there, I'm like, I'm not gonna buy anything. And then I, buy stuff. So I picked up a copy of The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell. I have never read a David Mitchell book. I have had Cloud Atlas and Ghost written sitting on my shelves for a very long time, and I feel like maybe I'm finally at an age where I can appreciate them and understand them. I know his writing is out there, and there's a lot of like interconnecting characters and timelines and worlds, I know his books are very confusing, so I feel like this is a very daunting book to take on. But it was like $4, and it's the beautiful hardback version, so I could not leave it in the store. I also found The Nightingale by Kristen also in that store, and this was also like $2, and it's the hardback, and this is a really big selling book right now, so I have not gotten to this. I know it's set in World War II, I'm guessing in Paris, hence the Eiffel Tower. That's pretty much it. I know a bunch of people have been wanting to read this. If anybody wants to buddy read this with me, let me know because I kind of need motivation to get into this book. It seems daunting to me for some reason. The next 2 books you are not allowed to judge me for, and I'm going to explain why. I found a gift card to Walmart in my wallet that is probably from like 3 Christmases ago, and I don't know how it lasted that long, but I was cleaning out my wallet and I was like, what's this? It's probably empty, but it wasn't. So I used that as an excuse to buy books that I really, really didn't want to spend my own money on. So in my mind, they were kind of free because it was a gift card that just magically appeared in my wallet. So I picked up a book that I swore I would never buy. I actually picked up 2 books that I swore I would never buy, never read. But I took this as an excuse to just kind of experience them because they were there and, So I picked up Life and Death by Stephanie Meyer, and this is the Twilight retelling with the like flip side anniversary edition of Twilight. I just wanted to see what it was about. I already reviewed this in my March wrap-up, I think, if you want to hear my thoughts on this. It was a no for me. Spoiler. And the second book that I swore I would never buy that I ended up buying is Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. I'm one of those people, I really, really disliked Red Queen. It was such a disappointing read for me, and I pretty much said I wouldn't continue on with the series. That being said, I had this gift card, and there was a signed copy sticker on here, so I have a really hard time passing up signed copies of books, regardless of if I'm gonna like them or not, so I didn't. I bought it. And if anybody has read this, let me know what you think of it, and if I should put the effort into reading it. If not, it's gonna sit really pretty on my shelf and match Red Queen, that I also loathe, but I've actually read. So let me know your thoughts on this one. Okay, getting into the good books, the 2 new releases in March that I picked up, the first of which is Wink Poppy Midnight, and this is no surprise if you've been watching my channel. I have been overhyping this book for way too long, so of course I had to buy it the day it came out. And this is by April Genevieve something something. Tuchulk. Everybody says it weird. I have no idea how to say it. I have already read this, and it will be coming in my next wrap-up video if you are interested in hearing my thoughts on this. I thought it was phenomenal. It's very short. It's a lot shorter than I expected it to be, but I mean, it was a cover buy, to be honest, but it was surprisingly amazing, in my opinion. I also picked up First Life by Jenna Showalter, and this book just sounded really interesting. It's been kind of one of those books that flew under the radar, regardless of the amount of publicity it seemed to get. This just sounds really cool. It's about a world where you live your life, and instead of dying and going to heaven or hell or being reincarnated, whatever anybody believes, you go to a second life, and you have an option to go to one of two Second Life worlds, and those two worlds are at war, so they're trying to recruit people for their side during their first life. That whole concept just sounded really intriguing to me. I haven't heard much about this in the way of reviews, but I am just really intrigued by this, and it's actually a pretty hefty book for a YA book, which is always appealing to me because that means I'll actually read it in more than one sitting. And then of course I went on Book Outlet, and this probably should have been included in my Book Outlet unboxing, but this was a separate order that I could not wait to unbox on film, so I'm just gonna show them to you now. The main reason that I placed the order is they got A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, and I have never read a V.E. Schwab book or Victoria Schwab book, so this is going to be my first one, and it's the, most hyped one that everybody loves, so I'm really excited to get into this, and I was really excited that they had it on Book Outlet. So I immediately had to place an order, but I can't just buy one book from Book Outlet. So while I was on there, I also picked up Rebel Spring. This is the second book in the Fallen Kingdom series by Morgan Rhodes. I picked up the first one a couple Book Outlet orders ago, and I just wanted to get the second one so I could at least read the first two. And they're both available in paperback, and I have a feeling I'm just going to kind of buy these as I see them in paperback. So this got thrown in the cart as well. And in that same order, I picked up the box set of the Mistborn series, which has been so talked about on Booktube, and it's one of the series I probably never would have picked up had I not seen so many people reviewing and raving about this series. So I'm jumping on the Brandon Sanderson bandwagon right now. And when I ordered this, I thought it was going to be the box set of the little tiny mass market, adult sci-fi versions. And these are the full, this version, the full big versions, which makes me happy because it'll actually match on my shelves with all my other books a lot better because those are book hoarding priorities. And getting into the more recent and the most exciting releases, in my opinion, of 2016, which all came out recently, and I was so pumped for it. The first one being The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. You better believe that I was going to pre-order the crap out of this book, and I mainly was really, really excited. And in case you guys are unaware, Maggie Stiefvater is an amazing artist, and I highly recommend checking out her Instagram because she posts all of her artwork on there. That is where I found out about pre-ordering from the Fountain Bookstore in Virginia, because that's the bookstore that she works with, and she will always do signed copies from that store, and they're not just signed copies. They are signed and doodled in. She drew this. She also drew this book plate of all the characters. I don't know if you guys can see how beautiful that is, but it's signed. She drew this, she drew that, and it came with a bookmark, and it was just, it's so beautiful, and I cannot wait to dive into this book. So I'm really, really pumped that I bought this book specifically from that bookstore. So if you're ever looking for a Maggie Stiefvater pre-order, check the Fountain Bookstore in Virginia on their website and see if she's doing drawing in any of her books, because she normally does. It's really cool. I also finally received my pre-ordered copy of The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Ahdieh, and I am so excited for this book, and it matches the first one, which is right here. I just blocked it. It's right there. Look at it. They're gonna look so beautiful together on my shelf. And also this one is signed. So that was a really exciting feature, and I'm so excited to get into this. In case you were unaware, the first one is a retelling of 1001 Nights, and I thought it was phenomenal. I was one of those people who loved it, so I could not wait to get my hands on the sequel. And the last pre-order that I received in this spring season, is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, and also this one is signed as well, right there. Look at it. It's so beautiful. Also, this book is massive. I was expecting about the same size as A Court of Thorns and Roses, where it's like, you know, a pretty good size teen book, where it's tall, it's good length. This thing is a behemoth of a book, so I am really excited to get into this. I also received a couple copies of books for review. I'm only going to feature one in this video because I'm still waiting on kind of part of another one that I'm going to be receiving, but I received this as being a host of the Booktube Tours, and this is hosted by Grace on Loving Them Books. If you are interested in any of the information, I will leave all of it linked down below. But the first book that I received as part of a tour, which is really exciting, is The Alpha Drive, and this is by Kristen Martin. I received this from the author, and it came with this really adorable handwritten card for me, which was great. So you will be seeing a review of this going up on my channel very soon, and again, all of the information for this book will be linked down below. It's a really intriguing YA sci-fi start to a series, and so far I'm not all the way done with it yet, but so far I'm really actually enjoying it. Also, she has a booktube channel, so that's gonna sell me on an author. I will always try and support booktube authors and booktube people, so I will leave all of her information linked down below and look forward to the review coming out probably next week, I believe it is. And that is it for this haul. I think that was like 18 books or something like that. I don't know. It was a ridiculous amount of books. I understand that, but it's also like 3 months worth of books. So that's gonna be it for a while. I'm probably gonna have some subscription box unboxings coming up, and I have a bunch of other review books and pre-orders coming. So don't worry, the hauls are coming back full force on this channel. So that's gonna be it for me this video. I hope you guys are reading some amazing books, and I will see you next time.